It's the Flow Friday Night Sports Show. Time to talk North Central netball. Plenty of action from last weekend on the court, and joining us on the line to help us go through it, the president is Susan Lockhart, and she joins me. You would have had a busy week, I reckon, Susan. How are you going?
Well, I'm pretty good, thank you, from lockdown Victoria. Jason, how are you?
I'm going okay. Yes, you poor guys. I know you would have been on and off the phone trying to make arrangements of what it all means, and we'll get to that later on. But I think what we'll do first is we'll go back and have a look at last round of matches, and there were some beauties. Let's start with probably the closest match of the round, I think, which was at Birchip, and it was the home side there. 44, Witcher-proof Narraport 40. Good game of netball, that one.
Oh, great game of netball. And I went out on a limb and I did pick Witchy-proof because I thought after I'd seen them play the week before, I thought these girls are going to be pretty good. And they were good again, like shooting 40 goals, 44. They've had a really tight game by the look, but could not get up against the Birchip girls being on their home purple court.
Well done to the girls in purple. A great game of netball, that one. Let's move on to Bort taking on Sinanut, and they did a number on them, 77-33.
Yeah, must have been a pretty one-sided game. 33 goals, not disgraceful for Sinanut, so good on you goalers there. You're still trying your best. But 77 is a very strong score for the Bort girls, who are sailing along quite nicely.
So we go to Donald taking on Charlton from last week, and this is an interesting scoreline, this one. Donald 47, Charlton 58. So the Charlton crew away from home getting a good win.
Yeah, look, I haven't heard any reports on this game and how it evolved, but looks like 11 goals is not really much. You can make up, should have an outstanding final quarter and get 11 goals up in a quarter. So it could have been a tight game, I couldn't say, but 11 goals is nothing. And if they're sort of sitting at third and Donald down there at sixth, that's probably not much when you're thinking there's a three-team gap between them, is it? Like 11 goals with three teams in between, or two games in between, two teams, sorry. That's pretty close.
Yep, yeah. It is, yep. So good win there, and the last match of the round, we were looking forward to seeing the scoreline in this one too. Your girls, Wedderburn, they were good enough to get the job done over Sea Lake Nandaly, who are really improving now, but couldn't quite get the job done here. 56-42, another solid game.
Yeah, very solid game. Ash Roberts at goal defence for the Sea Lake Tigers. She was Nandaly Tigers. She was very strong. She played a great little game, but at three-quarter time, the scoreline was only 5 the difference. So Wedderburn's come home really strongly. Their coach, Meg Lockhart, I heard her little speech, and she did tell the girls to start having a bit more faith and letting the ball go. And the last quarter did prove that they did that, which they probably need that little bit of stern talking to say, come on, girls, we're better than this. So, and they came up and won by 14.
Excellent work. So good, solid game again. And that leads us to, where the ladder sits at the moment. And if we have a look at it now, just on percentage, Bort and Wedderburn have traded places. So 6-0 both teams. Charlton 4-2. Birchip Watcham into the top 4. 3 wins, 2 losses and the draw. So they've cleared out from Sea Lake Nandaly, unfortunately, who are on 2-4. So those 5 teams look like they're fighting it out, really, don't they?
Yeah, well, there's a bit of a gap happening, isn't there? Like 14 to Birchip and 8, who Sea Lake Nandaly Tigers are on 8 points. That's a 6-point gap. So if Birchip keep going along nicely, which they could find themselves holding that 4th position for the entire season. Charlton, I thought, would be big improvers coming from lower on the ladder last year, and now they've got themselves into it and doing really well as well.
Absolutely. And look, that leads us to what would have been a brilliant round of matches. It's a shame that we don't get to see them. It would have been round 7 of matches. Of course, the lockdown, as we know, has come in. What has your competition decided to do regarding the lockdown, Susan?
Yeah, well, thankfully at our March meeting, we did decide that regardless, and not speaking to anybody else, we just said, look, let's just split the points if COVID interferes. Like, we didn't know when COVID could hit or when it would and how long for. So we said all rounds that involved COVID would be just split of 2 points, and that's what we're doing. No percentage, just 2 points to each team that were playing on those particular games. on those particular days, because we do have some juniors who don't field all teams. So we've just, if you're not playing, that's still 0 points, but if you're playing, it's 2 points each. So hopefully that'll work out okay. We can't really do anything about it. We knew that this season wasn't going to be ideal. It wasn't going to suit everybody, not the perfect scenario, but we just have to go with what we've got and everyone be happy and thankful that we're back playing.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing that can be done about it. One thing that we are robbed of, unfortunately, as a result of this is what would have been the undefeated clash between Wedderburn and Boort. It just so happens to have been this weekend. That's not to be, unfortunately.
Yeah, look, it would have been a brilliant game. There's nothing separating them, like in percentage-wise, it's like 7 goals for and against between them, and then goals scored against, it's similar as well, like 10. So it's very similar. They're having similar results against each team. So it would have been a great game. Very disappointing that we don't get to see it, but we're going to have to now wait till another July, end of July, I think it is, or first week of August, till they get to play again.
That's right. We will get to see it eventually. We just have to wait a little bit longer. But
we really don't know how long we're going to be in lockdown for. That's another thing that's probably playing on everyone's mind. We've just got to go ahead, keep doing our exercise and keep maintaining our fitness, assuming that we're coming back next week.
Yeah, fingers crossed that is the case. The 7-day lockdown is in place at the moment. But for now, Susan, we will leave it there. Thanks for joining us here on the Flow Friday Night Sports Show, and stay safe over there.
Yeah, thank you very much, TJ. Bye.